A big scare for parents and students at an intermediate school. Good evening, I'm Paula Akana.
And I'm Laura Yamada. Attempted murder, that's how police are classifying the firing of a gun at a middle school campus that injured a 14-year-old student. Police and emergency crews responded to the incident just after 7 this morning at Highlands Intermediate School in Pearl City. We have confirmed police took a 14-year-old student into custody. The suspect was showing off a Glock 45 caliber semi-automatic pistol to two of his friends when a round went off. The bullet went through one student's jacket and ricocheted off a wall. Another student who was walking away was struck by bullet fragments and was cut on his fingers and right thigh.
They were very fortunate today. That's the good side of this story. No one was seriously hurt, which we're all grateful for. But the message to the kids is never handle a gun.
And we saw a bunch of security guards and like 2 police officers, and the boy was standing there with the napkin over his hand.
Police say there are a range of possible charges awaiting the suspect, including attempted murder, first-degree assault, terroristic threatening, and even reckless endangerment. They added the 3 students involved are friends, but they are investigating it as a possible intentional shooting.
Hawaii's public schools have a no-tolerance policy when it comes to guns, and that includes air, BB, pellet, paint guns, and pistols. KITV4's Jody Leong has reaction from the Department of Education tonight. So, Jody, what are education officials saying?
Paula, the DOE cannot comment specifically about the Highlands Intermediate incident, but it does confirm there is a mandatory expulsion policy for students who are in possession of a firearm at school. Honolulu police confirm the 14-year-old boy faces possible attempted murder charges. And according to the Department of Education's policy on firearm possession, he will be expelled from public school for 180 days.
None of this can ever be taken with a grain of salt. In our perspective, a gun is a gun is a gun, and, zero tolerance.
The DOE says there are 26 firearms incidents at 23 public schools across the state last school year. 37 students were involved, 21 air guns, 1 handgun, and an explosive were among the weapons found. Deputy School Superintendent Ron Nazoy says students expelled in connection with firearms possession do still get educated, but away from other students.
They're not like off our books and off our radar forever. We're still responsible to make sure that they get an educational support. Unfortunately, a lot of these kids have to come after school hours when everybody's gone.
Does that cost the state extra money?
It does. It does.
How much?
Offhand, I couldn't tell you exactly how much.
Nazoy says teachers, counselors, principals, and administrators guide the expelled student, and the cost comes out of the school's budget.
We want to make sure that when they come back, they fit right in.
The incident stresses the importance of the DOE's statewide awareness program at the start of each school year that includes educating students and their families about the dangers of guns in schools.
We send home information about, it's not cool to bring a gun to school, and we have quite a bit in terms of awareness.
But the DOE is not ready to consider metal detectors in Hawaii's public schools.
I would hope we don't get to that point. That's not the message that we want.
Now, the DOE says there was no lockdown at the school because the incident happened at about 7 a.m. before most students arrived. The DOE says Highlands Intermediate was secured shortly after the incident, and some parents complained they were not notified about what happened. The DOE says administrators and teachers were on campus ensuring their students were safe, and there was just no time to be on the phone.
All right, thanks, Jody.